Mashaba, where to from here after launching your political party ActionSA last Saturday? And can you tell us how the people of South Africa have reacted to your party so far?
So then let's actually give you the context so that you have an understanding why and what happened, what actually gave birth to ActionSA. You remember when I resigned from the DA in the city of Johannesburg as the mayor, there was an outcry of South Africans saying to me, some people saying, please stay, please don't resign, which was not an option. And then some were saying, please form your own political party, being happy that I've left the DA, but they said, form our own political party. It was throughout. You listen to, I'll be in the car, listen to radio, people phoning radio stations, on social media and everywhere. But, by that time, my thinking was, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. Maybe go back and serve the Free Market Foundation or go back into business. I wasn't really sure exactly what route to follow, but for me, a political party was not really on my agenda. But obviously, with the level of outcry, I then decided, let me test to see, do I have the support? Because as well and good, you can have 2-3 people phoning on radio stations, people sending in stuff on social media. Are they real people? Are they real numbers? So I wanted to achieve 2 objectives. I then requested my family. I said, I want to run a second CODESA. I remember quite well that period between 1990 and 1994 when South Africa ran the CODESA, which I never thought it'll materialize. South Africa will achieve a peaceful transition. But one thing we've got to give credit to Nelson Mandela and FW, because the 2 leaders of the 2 major parties through CODESA achieved peaceful transition. That peaceful transition, unfortunately, you look at it in reflection, 26 years down the line, who are the beneficiaries? Politicians. That says to me, politicians actually negotiated a good deal for themselves. But people of South Africa, ordinary South Africans like you and I, never benefited. I then felt the need, I consulted a few companies that I want to engage South Africans. I want to come out with the CODESA. Ask marketing companies to really give me the plan. And one of the companies won my proposal, and I engaged them, launched the People's Dialogue on the 6th of December 2016. Because of the need to prepare for 2021 local government elections, I then obviously commissioned to run this project from the 6th of December until the end of February, depending on the responses. I thought for me, what I wanted to do, as I said, to see if I've got the numbers. And in terms of the numbers, when I asked my family to put money towards this, I said, it's a gift to South Africa. South Africa has been good to us as a family. I said, please give me the money because no one is going to fund me for this. So my family was happy to say, we'll give you the money to do it. Secondly, I wanted to see South Africans and I, do we share the same values? Because there's well and good people can say form a political party, but then they come and tell you, you must have an open border or there must not be consequence. So I wanted to see, do South Africans and I share the same values? And actually when I requested the money from my family, I said, if I can have 500,000 people giving me the mandate, that number from a South African population point of view will be a good sample to start a political party. Launched, as you are aware, on the 6th of December. By already middle of January, you remember I released a preliminary report where already we had over 1 million people who had submitted their input. By the end of February, 2.4 million submissions of people of South Africa who said, please, you've got our mandate to form a political party. We're the only party in the history of this country, starting with the scientific evidence of 2.4 million South Africans who are saying, please form a political party. Secondly, and also importantly, we then all agreed on 5 non-negotiable core values of this what this party must stand for. Firstly, the party must stand for non-racialism. We must not, anyone looking for a racial political party, there are lots of them out there. So people of South Africa said we need this party, not just saying we're a non-racial party. They want us to drive the integration of our society. Secondly, South Africans are saying we want a free market economy where we have the private sector playing the role, particularly SMMEs. We want them to be the major players in the economy of our country, not government. We need a government that can create a conducive environment for the private sector to be the one driving the economy. Thirdly, and also important, was social justice. South Africans are saying we're a country known as the most unequal society on earth. I'm sure you know the World Bank report that was released, 18 months, 2 years ago. We're the most unequal society, and our inequality, we've always been even before 1994. But after 1994, South Africa became even much more unequal. Under the democratic dispensation, the democratic country, South Africa, created more inequality than even the apartheid government did. So we need to really correct this. People of this country are saying they want the rule of law. We are known worldwide. I'm sure you saw the article last week, first page of the New York Times. We are known to be the most corrupt country on earth. We are known to be the murder capital of the world. We are known to be the rape capital of the world. And there are no consequences because our police and our criminal justice system is captured. So people of this country, they want a government that's actually quite serious about the rule of law. Lastly, and also even the most important, is the electoral reform. They wanted a political party where society can really be the ones, the community, the voters, must be the ones responsible for the election of public representatives. And we are committed to this. We are not going to wait for Parliament to have electoral reform. Our public representatives have given a commitment. Our public reps next year when we go to local government elections, our ward councillors are not going to be elected by us as a political party behind closed doors. What we are doing right now, Funzi Ngobene, our Director of Operations, is working around the clock, setting up structures, inviting people who are interested to become public reps for our political party. We are assessing them. In each ward, just to give an example, in Johannesburg, we've got 135 wards, and the council has got 270 ward councillors. So basically, in each ward, there will be primaries. You're going to have elections, free and fair elections by IEC standards. We're even happy to have observers to make sure that our elections are free and fair, so that let's say in my ward, I live in this ward. In this ward, we might end up with 3, 4, 5 people interested in becoming ward councillors. Once, obviously, we've got the names of the people who are interested to become ward councillors in each ward, we will then give them a month or 2, let them go out and campaign in their ward. And then we announce the date of the election in this particular ward. Then the people of the ward, our members, are the ones who are going to decide. We want Sunny to be the one to be our ward councillor in this, because we know her, she's a trustworthy person and so forth. It's unlike right now, all the other parties, as you are aware, they impose ward councillors, they impose members of parliament on society. Our party is not going to operate like that. For you to go to parliament, you are going to be elected by the constituency you represent, not by us as a political party. But obviously, you've got to be our member. Even to elect, you've got to be our members. That's why we're working around the clock for our registration. I mean, we've got an online registration portal that is 2 minutes, you are registered, and the level of interest, actually, the whole week, our IT guys have been battling with the volume of people interested in joining. I mean, before we launched last week, remember, I told the nation, we had 60,000 volunteers registered, 60,000. It has never happened. So we're not like people want to compare us with other political parties that have failed. We did it the right way. So we are ready now. We've launched ActionSA, the name that came from South Africans who are saying, Mashaba, we've now spoken. Now we want action. And that's why the name ActionSA, because people says, we have spoken, we've given you the mandate, now it is time for action, and let's act as one. And we're ready to act. Right now, in terms of contesting, we've already confirmed to contest the 3 metros in Gauteng, that is Tshwane, Johannesburg, and Ekurhuleni. However, with the number of requests that you are getting from other metros outside the Gauteng, we are looking very closely at the eThekwini, we're looking at Nelson Mandela Bay. Surprisingly, we're looking at Cape Town. I never thought we'll have a chance with Cape Town. Can tell you now with people from Cape Town who are volunteers, who are members of our party in the Western Cape. It looks like Cape Town is on our radar screen, but we've not confirmed that as yet. We're still in rallying. Give us another month or 2, because we can only contest in municipalities where we're going to win. We're the government in waiting. And then we're going to then contest in 2024. That is why, I don't know if you saw the announcement, I am not, initially, I thought I'll make myself to be one of the mayoral candidates for the city of Johannesburg. But obviously with our engagements, our supporters and our volunteers have really requested me not to be the mayoral candidate. Let me be the face of the party at the national level, because as we contest in Tshwane or Durban or Cape Town and Ekurhuleni, they want me to be the face of the party at the national level. And I've been now given the mandate to really look for a capable person to be the mayoral candidate for the city of Johannesburg. So I am on the lookout for someone strong, but I'll be there to really assist, not just Johannesburg, all the municipalities that we are going to contest. And I can assure you, anywhere where we're going to contest, we are going to win. We might, some of them will win outright, some of them will go into coalition arrangements with other parties, as long as it's not the ANC. We will not go into a coalition arrangement with the ANC.
Interesting enough, Mr. Mashaba, you have told us, I was about to ask you if you've asked permission from your family like you did when you joined the DA. And we've seen in your party now, Faki Mentor, as well as former DA regional chairperson and caucus leader, Funzela Ngobeni, jumping ship to join you. Can you tell us about their positions, and why do you think they will be instrumental to ActionSA, especially at the polls?
Well, I think I'm sure you're aware Funzi is our director of operations. I mean, he's doing an amazing job. The 60,000 registered volunteers, but Funzi is responsible for this. Actually, one of the calls I was talking to him, it's him. I mean, I can tell you, Soweto going to clean it up. If you look at the groundwork done in Soweto, NC can forget about it. People of Soweto have had enough of the ANC lies for the last 26 years. Funzi is working round the clock. Someone like thank you, mate, or Makosi Koza, you know, they are on the top structure of our party. And you will see in coming weeks and months, there'll be more ordinary, prominent South Africans joining us. But one thing I want South Africans to know, we're not a party of celebrities. We are a party of people who are committed to saving society. Why I'm excited, particularly with Faki Mentor and Makosi. These are brave women that I believe, honestly, if we are fair to ourselves as South Africans, these women need to be celebrated. You remember they took decisions to call upon the ANC to come out against Jacob Zuma's corruption. That's why they were ostracized. ANC unleashed campaign to discredit them. And obviously some people with blink eyes, they think that these women are not genuine people. They tell you, for me, I feel really very privileged. I've had engagements with them. They're the ones who approached me. And I was really excited. That's why they are on the top structure of our organization. And you will see in coming weeks and months, there'll be more and more South Africans openly coming out to really join us.
And Mr. Mashaba, what about the recently DA member, Gauteng leader as well, John Moody? Is he not going to join your party? Can you put that out there if he is or not?
Well, look, unfortunately, Senator, the decision for people to join the party is not mine, because our party, people join it on a totally voluntary basis. If John is happy and willing to join us, for us, I'll take him yesterday, because it's someone that I know very well, really committed public servant, hardworking. I mean, if you want someone who's hardworking, someone who knows the political game, someone who cares deeply about society, without any doubt, if you can ask John if you've got his contacts, I'll get him. He does not have to go through our rigorous vetting process, because one thing that I've done because of the snakes, I've put in measures to do vetting of people wanting to join us, more especially the so-called politicians. But can you believe how many people have already been sent to come and disrupt us, phoning me, says, hey, Herman, we're excited with what we are doing, how do we join, and so forth. And how many of them, through our vetting system, we've discovered, they are surprised every time we tell. After a few days, we come back to tell them, but it's interesting that you say you want to join us, but you are sent by this meeting. We give him details of the meeting, which planned for him to come and disrupt us. So we've got a very vigorous system. It's not going to be easy to penetrate. Nothing is impenetrable in the world, but we've put in measures in place to avoid snakes, because we know the ANC in particular will do everything possible. Right now, as I'm sitting to you, they have a team that's focused specifically on ensuring that they can disrupt our actions. But they will find us equally ready, because what we are planning to do is, on the mandate of South Africans, we committed to this country. They can try that. Will they succeed? Not with me.
You also had a fairly good relationship with the economic freedom fighters while you were Joburg mayor. Do you hope for a similar relationship as the leader of the ActionSA?
Well, I think we can only have the relationship if we're going to a coalition arrangement, particularly local government level. The reason why I had a good relationship with the EFF is because I didn't go into politics to serve political parties. And the reason why I had a fallout with the DA literally from the beginning, when I started putting together my budget to serve the poor communities, and DA not happy with my approach. They wanted me to cut grass in the suburbs and put on street lights when people did not have toilets. That's really what created a fallout between the DA and I. And EFF was there to support me. But unfortunately, EFF and I, at national level, I think it's impossible, not even difficult. It's impossible to really have a coalition arrangement, because our policies are so far apart. Whereas at local government level, it's easy. Local government level, you don't set policies. You decide how to spend your money. And I'm committed to spend money in poor communities. We are a pro-poor political party, and residents of Joburg in the suburbs and everywhere, they agree with me. It's only obviously the DA as a party. Some people in the DA that thought that they can bring some of us to protect some interests. I'm not here to protect certain interests. I'm here to serve society, particularly the poor people who are deprived of basic services. I don't want to live in a society like that. If DA is comfortable with that, let them keep that DA, and we're moving forward.
And Mr. Mashaba, you recently said that you wouldn't want to be in the same room with the ruling African National Congress. Does that mean that your party will not, under any circumstances, work with the ANC, should there be a need?
In a coalition arrangement, that one I'm happy to really sign it at the United Nations. I'm happy to go to New York at the United Nations, so that we make it bounding, legally bounding on me. I will not serve with the ANC. And the reason why is saying I'll never serve with the ANC. For me, as far as I'm concerned, ANC it's a criminal syndicate. And I was taught and I was brought up by my grandfather not to associate with criminals and people who have criminal tendencies. So the ANC, no, I will be in the same room with them in council or whatever, but I don't want to have a meeting of any nature with the ANC. I don't want, so I don't want any official relationship with the ANC. And I want them to really know that I don't want to associate with criminals, because you associate with criminals, criminal organization or criminal people, automatically you also want. And I was born and brought up to really have a conscience. I've got a conscience, and I don't really believe the majority of the people in the ANC still have conscience. It is for that reason I will not take a chance to associate with them. I can't bring a criminal next to me. It's dangerous, because you can't change them.
I see. And can you tell us your party's stance when it comes to the recent corruption allegations around the procurement of personal protective equipment in the country?
I don't know if you remember the day when that night when the president addressed the nation around the 500 billion rands. The following morning, I released a press statement to say, Mr. President, thank you very much for this intervention. But you are sitting with highness. Please put measures in place. The following morning, by 6 o'clock, the following morning, you can check on my press statement. I released the press statement saying, Mr. President, your highness are going to look at this 500 billion as an opportunity for them to steal, because they don't respect you. They know you're an indecisive leader. You're not going to do anything. They're going to steal you out. Please put measures proactively. Get forensic experts to assist you to put measures in place to make sure that you can protect this money from the highness. Look at, did you see that press statement? I can email it to you afterwards. As it's released it the following morning. So, and then what happened? What is proven? Am I a prophet? You remember when Cyril Ramaphosa in 2017, when he was elected as the ANC president, a week before, I wrote an opinion piece saying to the ANC delegates that you've got a wrong man. This man is indecisive. He's going to fail you. A week before the national elections last year, at the Constitutional Hill, I made a statement. I said to the voters now, I said, this man is going to fail you. If not, I'm telling you, I said, if you vote this man into power, within 18 to 24 months, you're going to be asking for Jacob Zuma back. I don't know if you remember the statement. Do you remember the statement? I made a statement. And I gave him the warning hardly 12 hours after announcing the 500 billion range. And I'm not a prophet. I'm just using common sense, because I know this highness and how they operate.
Yeah. And Mr. Mashaba, you were in charge of Gauteng, and you know the struggles of the people of Gauteng, especially in Alexandra. What would you do should your party win Gauteng?
Should we, or when we win?
If you happen to...
When we win Johannesburg, we are going to continue to fast track taking over the city of Johannesburg and other areas where we must get the private sector to build affordable accommodation for our people, because accommodation is one of our biggest challenges. But for us to win the war against unemployment, against the housing shortages, we have to deal with the question of illegal immigration. We have to. We've got to take this matter head on. Because obviously it's a local government election. I can tell you we're going to immediately, all the municipalities we're going to win, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, all these three metros, I'll get them to put together a constitutional challenge against the Home Affairs to close our borders. Because, and ensure that everyone who's in this country illegally, they must send them back. to the respective countries. Those who qualify, they must give them the papers. Because you can imagine we failed our own people. How can anyone expect us to really look after the citizens of other nations when we failed our own people? We've got people in Alexander, as you've mentioned, who today don't have even a toilet. I don't know if you listened to my speech on Saturday or about encountering one woman like you who lived in a place where there was no toilet. And where she said to me, she has trained her body to only go to toilet at the place of work. I don't want to live in a society like this. It is so deeply painful. And you look at undocumented foreign nationals who are occupying RDP houses, who are occupying government-owned the buildings, how hijacked buildings in the city of Johannesburg, Tshwane, and everywhere else. Undocumented. What kind of country is this? South Africa, it's a sovereign country with borders. If you can't be a sovereign country if you don't have borders, then you're not a country. South Africa is a sovereign country with a constitution that is so clear around who must come into South Africa, under what conditions, who must be accepted or not. The constitution is there. So we will, all our municipalities will make sure that they club together to put together a strong case to really take Home Affairs to the Constitutional Court, to where we must really charge them for violating the rights of South Africans.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Mashaba.